Welcome to Flip Through Friday. Hey, it's Care. Welcome to Montek at the Lake. I'm working on a daily glue book. I have a lot of themes and projects that I collect stuff for and I save it for later. And I collect stuff for and I save it. And I collect and I save. And I do so much of that I rarely ever play. And so what I started to do, I grabbed one of these calendars that I got, just a blank calendar. It was an academic calendar. I believe I got it for 90% off when I got it. And it was ridiculously priced anyway, but I got it for next to nothing. 90% off. I'm in. So that's what I started with. I just pulled one off the shelf because I bought several. And one of the most relaxing things in the world to me right now is just tearing stuff out of magazines and gluing stuff down. Sort of like glue book therapy. Glue booking, just tearing apart and gluing it down, tearing apart and gluing it down. Although I like more structure than just straight up randomly tearing. And so you'll see that throughout here. But the idea was not to plan anything. And as I was going through the magazines, if I found something for my other projects or for my other themes, I left it. And so these are sort of the leftovers, things that I like, but I didn't need for another project, and used it immediately. So I took a magazine, I harvested that magazine, and I glued stuff down, that in the same time frame. And did so pretty randomly, but as happens, some patterns started to emerge. And so once that happened, then I started to play into those patterns. Thank you to Christina Shack for hosting this hashtag Flip Through Friday. And thank you to Janet Nash for letting us all know about it. So I call it chill out because that's what I do. Bird walk. My beasties have always range fed. I always put food down and they eat when they're hungry. They're their whole lives. So we switched to fresh food. And now I have to feed them instead of them eating whenever they want. And they're not really excited about it. They don't care. It's fresh food. It's good food. It smells like food. It's got real pieces of chicken in it. We should all just be jazzed. But it takes them about an hour to decide that they want to eat. And I have an hour to kill. So every night before we go to bed, whilst I'm waiting for the beastlies to decide that maybe they're going to eat, I would tear apart a magazine and glue stuff in this book. Very relaxing. Way to chill out before bed. You can come in. Good boy. You want to keep me company? I love bright kitchens and colored glass. I just love all the bright colors against that white kitchen. These are Tide Pods. How fun is that? I took him because he looks like Gary Oldman. It's not Gary Oldman, but it looks like Gary Oldman, so I took it. And I do have a few places that I need to fill in, but now that this is movies for grown-ups and sort of black and white classic stars movie clips of my favorite movies, I'm looking for smaller bits to fill this in. Usually I don't like interactive stuff on a glue book. To me, a glue book should just be a glue book, not a junk journal hybrid. That's just me. However, I always break my own rules. If there was something that I wanted to cover up but not permanently, there are a few of these little flips. This is information about this castle, but I needed a place for my Guinness. These were other squares like this Guinness, and there were people all over this island. I've been to this island. This is the Great Blasket Island, and there are all these people, tourists there, and so I used these squares to cover them up because I like the place to myself. More Ireland stuff. I was amazed at the hydrangeas in Ireland, which I shouldn't be surprised because it rains so much there. They don't call it the Emerald Isle for nothing. But here, we have these nice little hydrangea shrubs or bushes. They're ginormous in Ireland and so vibrant and beautiful. Same with the fuchsia. We get a fuchsia plant at Mother's Day and we hang it on the porch and just pray to all the nature gods that will take care of it well enough to let it see the end of summer. And in Ireland, the fuchsia grows on walls and hedges 6, 7, 8 feet high and as far down the block as you can see. Fuchsia. Just gorgeous. I don't know if you can see, there's clear pencils. How cool are those? Home, where life happens. Irish pub crawl. This is Dublin's Temple Bar. When I was in Ireland, we did not go to Dublin, which I can't believe. There just wasn't, we just didn't go. There just wasn't an opportunity. So I have to go back. That's all there is to it. Of course, Beastlies. Of course, Beastlies. Because Beastlies make me happy. Sorry about the glare. Magazine pages. Even little teeny tiny little buggers. And this little onesie. So funny. Playing games with the fam. And there's some teeny tiny little guys on the couch. This is my favorite spread. My colors, my attitude, my mindset. I just love how this came together. There was a bright red Nescafe symbol here that I had to figure out how to cover up. And there was some catalog numbers on this one that I needed to cover. But every time I open this, and I've gone through this book just to look at it probably 50 times. It just calms me down. So glue book therapy, the tearing up of images, absolutely. The organizing them in a fashion that suits you, absolutely. Gluing stuff down and making something out of nothing, very therapeutic. Once it's done, that feeling of accomplishment, very good for you, for the spirit, for the soul. Flipping through it, once it's done, very calming and relaxing. And watching other people flip through, I find that very calming as well. All good things. More Beastlies. And again with the colored glass. This is one of my favorite spreads. It's my Janet Nash page. It started with this. I already had these 3 things on here. And I thought, oh, teacups, I'll put the tea here. But then I remembered Janet always has different kinds of tea. And if you haven't watched Janet Nash's channel, she goes live every Monday. And she does, I believe, a Tuesday process video and a couple other videos during the week. She's busy all the time. She even takes us on vacation. She's right now at the seaside. I think it's St. Ives at the beach. And she's taking us along. And it's fantastic to watch and to be part of. So I put that down. But then I started finding things that really reminded me of Janet Nash. She always has her teapot. She always lights a candle. There's books, scrapbooking, journals going on. There's several people here. She's sharing it with several people. There's a cup of something yummy going on there. A tea tag. She always has a treat. She's in the UK. Always some kind of goodie. And of course, Freddie is represented. This is as cute as it can be. It's a crocheted cupcake pin cushion. So cute. And it's always cozy. To me, her space is so cozy. She loves smiley faces. She usually has fresh flowers lying around. She makes wonderful little envelopes, and again, always lights her candle. She's big into slow stitching and gentle crafting in order that we may refresh, relax, and renew. And I found this great vintage teapot and teacup set that I think she should have. So anyway, it turned into my Janet Nash page. There was 2 flags. I imagine I'll have another Janet Nash page eventually because much reminds me of her. And just another quick bird walk that I've been wanting to incorporate somewhere along the line, and this seems the perfect place as any. I'm quite proud to be of the generation of YouTubers who aren't afraid to name other YouTubers. Some of the people that we watch religiously who have the huge channels act like they're the only game in town, which is probably how they grew so fast and got such a plus they're good at what they do. You know, we're all good at what we do, but somehow they've managed to break the ceiling and bust, into the big numbers of YouTube dumb. And it's as if all their ideas are just from the muse and the creativity gods, and it's all their own. And it's not. They watch just like we do. But they're afraid if they say, oh, I got this idea from so-and-so, that their channel might wither and die, it seems. God forbid they mention another channel. One of the first places I ever saw mention other channels other than my own was Janet Nash. She not only mentions other channels in her live stream, she encourages her moderators to throw in a link to Care's channel. Hey, Care did a video on such and such the other day. Can someone grab that link and put it in the chat? So she's introducing me to her audience, just like I try to introduce my favorites to my audience. And I'm a firm believer that if we help each other like that, we'll all do better. I stopped watching some of the bigger channels because it's so frustrating that they don't acknowledge where they got the ideas. She's been called the Mr. Rogers of crafting. She's just so sweet and kind and gentle and wonderful. But I call her people that follow her Janet's posse because it's so opposite. But a lot of Janet's people have come here to watch my videos, and I watch a lot of Janet's people's videos, and it's a small but growing community, and I'm quite proud. We may be growing smaller because we're saying, hey, go watch Janet. Hey, go watch Doki Doki Force. Hey, go watch Christina's Shack. She's doing this great caravan thing. Because to me, that's part of the inspiration I want. I'm not the authority on this. I'll bring you my best, and I'll do my best to inspire you, but I'm not it. I'm not silly enough to know that I'm not, or think that I'm the only one here, because I'm not. There's about 1 billion of us. And by the way, on that topic, today is my birthday. By the time you see this, it will be a few days past, but for my birthday, if you are not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I'm trying to get my number up past that thousand magic number so that I can do some other things with the channel, like have some products right on the channel, and we can have a Krabby Crafter Clubhouse right on YouTube versus having to go to Patreon and those kind of things. Once I get to that 1,000 number, there's a whole bunch of possibilities that open up for all of us. It'd be awesome if you watch once or twice a month. Please go ahead and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and wish me a happy birthday, because it's my birthday. Back to our flip through. Bird walks. Part of my channel. Look at those pillows. Aren't they cozy? Little Beastly. Blueberries, don't you know? Lilacs. Oh, can't get enough. Love Florida. Hate alarm clocks. Love all the color. There's some gorgeous hydrangeas here. Oh, little Beastly. I love color. Glass. Of the lake. These are funny. How fast? A tortoise goes 0.13 miles per hour. Quick as a bunny, 35 miles an hour. Holy smokes. Faster than a speeding bullet, 1,100 miles an hour. Lightning, 100,000 miles an hour. Molasses? Oh my God. Even the snail is faster than molasses. Love stuff that's funny. More Beastlies. Now, if I were planning, this one and this one would go on another page, and you'll see why in a minute. If it's too cold for you, it's too cold for him or her. Please bring your companion animals inside. Don't leave them in the car. Don't leave them outside to freeze, in the rain. If you wouldn't sit out in it, don't ask them to sit out in it. And people who abuse animals are just getting started. Even if you're not an animal lover, if you see someone abusing an animal, they have already probably accelerated that anger to humans. And they might turn that anger on someone you know and love. So even if you're not an animal lover, report all animal abuse, because it's a direct link to physical human abuse and serial killing and all kinds of horrible, horrible things. It's no joke. And they don't deserve it. So if you see someone abusing animals, please call the authorities. Little Beastlies. Just bright, fun. That chocolate just looks yummy. I'm all things Apple. I've been a Mac head since Apple started. I've never wavered. Big Mac head. Sitting dock. I love a good sitting dock. And isn't he just the cutest thing on 4 legs? Had to have a food page. Yummy, yummy. And yes, he is attacking the turkey. He's up on the counter. And I thought it was fitting that it just happened. I did not plan this, that it happens to be in November where we do all the eating, and that he has a turkey. And I left Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. It just happened. I didn't plan that. Had I planned things better, or planned things at all, I would have put those 2 dog ads here, because these are more of the same. She'll never know you can't afford the treatment, but you will. Trust, unconditional. They trust us implicitly. We have to honor that. Thanks to moms everywhere. Adopted manatee for Mother's Day. Is it safe to come out and play? That sad. Look at his little face. When I was in high school, I think it was, I saw an ad with one of these little guys, and it was super, super close up. And in the reflection in his eyes was a man coming at him with a club, because every year hundreds of these little guys are slaughtered for their fur. You have to be a heartless, horrible, wretched human to put dollars ahead of that little face. So I should have put those 2 dog ones on here, and then I would have had just 1 page of sadness and misery instead of spreading it over a couple. Beautiful colors. Just love those colors. And these are dog topiaries. Peabody, Moxie, Josie, and Casey. What fun. I found that my little staples that hold this perfectly were getting tested, even though it's not that much bigger. It is a little bit bigger, but not that much. The pages were coming loose, and so here and there I just put some pretty washi tape to hinge them together, just to keep things from falling apart. You can see the staples are intact, but the pages were coming loose. I love these ads. The next few pages are single page ads. They're for laundry products, and the items are laundry, even though they look it's just, at first glance it's a flower, and at first glance it's little grape hyacinths. But up close they're like face cloths or washcloths or something like that, and it's for Downy, and I just think they're brilliant and creative. Snow Off White and the 7 Dwarfs for Clorox. And those smiley face buttonholes for Bounce. I just thought they're brilliant ads. I love them. Like the Tide Pods. So creative. June, my birthday month. Another creative ad. Refresh your soul. Take a vacation. Fort Myers, Sanibel. We vacation there a lot. Sanibel Captiva. Oh, some of the most beautiful places on earth are there. Little Bundle of Joy. Isn't he wonderful? And that face. Oh, love that little guy. Turtles are one of my favorite things next to caramel apples. As is just reading and relaxing somewhere cozy with a beastly. So a collection of all my favorite things. How can you not love that? And it just makes me feel better. Beautiful little elephant. Amazing Grace. Don't let it vanish without a trace. They're magical. Creatures are just magical. Found something that fits here, but it was so bright. This is like another calm, muted page. It fit perfectly, but I didn't like it, so I'm gonna have to find something to fill that space. Leanne gave me a book full of Looney Tunes crafts, holiday crafts, And the whole thing is just filled with these guys. And I remember coming home after school and watching Bugs Bunny and Tom and Jerry and the Roadrunner and Sylvester and Tweety, and it was just a fun little trip down memory lane. Silly Putty, Play-Doh, those were from a magazine. But all of the rest of the characters are from that one book. And then this, in the 1960s, were 45 and 33 albums. In the 70s were 8-track cartridges. And the 80s, you know, mixtapes, cassette tapes. And then we went to the CDs in the 90s. And I remember listening to Hey Jude and Maggie May on 45s. I played them until the grooves fell off. I played those songs over and over and over on my little record player that I carried everywhere. And my record player and my books everywhere. I was an 80s girl. Didn't get much into the 8-tracks ever, but I knew people who had them for sure. And then college, the late 80s. These came out in the late 80s, but they didn't take hold till the 90s. Was part of all of it. It's like my whole musical history right there in 4 pieces. Just some miscellaneous stuff. I thought you'd appreciate this. What? I'm scrapbooking. Yeah, okay, good boy. Good boy. This is fun for a little decoration. Just number tiles. Either physical tiles, like address tiles, except in a date instead of a house number, in frames. Your birthday or anniversary of something. Thought that was fun. Love this rainbow deck, but oh, you'd have to buy how many quarts of stain? What? Okay. It's cool, but yikes. Only the best will do. Your time to shine. I thought that was so pretty. Super, super shiny. Sparkly even. Oh, pretty, perfect white teeth. You gotta love that. Your time to shine. There's a clock and salted caramels. I couldn't decide between the two. That's why there's a flip. What centers you? Do that every day. Find your balance. Sometimes you hear a voice through the door calling you. This turning toward what you deeply love saves you. Dogs as art, don't you know? Vicks. Oh, I love the smell of Vicks. Sanibel Captiva, more doggy dogs. I can't stop a tornado. I can't stop a fire, but I can stop panic. Emotional support buddies. Yes, yes, yes. Take them everywhere with ya. Smart New Kitchen cooks up smiles daily. In an upcoming video, I have magnetic poetry that's part of package that I'm giving away. So it's funny that these are from old magazines, so magnetic poetry at that time was a big deal. Let the good life in. Good morning, great morning. Clematis. So pretty. I think it's clematis. Mirren on the wall. Isn't that funny? What a gorgeous dress. So pretty. And some people that I admire. Sally Field, just amazing lady. Kathy Bates, very cool. Glenn Close and her animal protection programs. Jacqueline Smith, she was always such a lady. You know, always did the right thing. Liza, she's got blue hair. Good for you, Liza. Go, girl. Anyway, that's about done. And I wanted to bring it to you. If you remember, if you happen to have seen it, I also got a few of these smaller size calendars at Dollar General when they were 75% off or better. They were only $1 to start with, so I got these for about 30 cents or so. I think I'll do this one next, just to mix it up a little bit. I have a couple more of these that are blank. Having just did that, I want to do something a little bit different shape and size. So I think the daily glue book at the end of the day will probably be a thing for a while, until it isn't, because things change around here pretty quickly. I appreciate you spending some time here. Try glue therapy. It is highly recommended. I can't say enough good things about it. It's fun and it's easy on the mind, easy on the nerves, and it just takes everything down to a calmer level. looking at things that make you happy, how can that do anything but good for you? Love to know, do you glue book? Are you going to glue book? How do you glue book? Do you do themes? Do you organize it by theme or just at random? I've watched several people's glue books. We all do it differently, so let me know. Until we meet again, you have a lovely, lovely crafty day, and go live up your beastlies. Matic at the lake. Out for now.